August 4th, 2002.
Baseball fans across America are angry.
Can I just say, I am so sick and tired of baseball and all the people. I am sick of the players. I am sick of Bud Selig. I am sick of Donald Fear.
When millionaires square off against billionaires, the fans don't take sides. They take umbrage.
I think that the first knee-jerk reaction is that the players are greedy, overpaid crybabies.
We shouldn't take that lightly, and above all, we shouldn't take it for granted.
Some fans are taking action.
We support the fans, and we are showing no baseball today.
8 work stoppages in 30 years, but baseball fans have always come back.
I think there'd be a strong backlash. I think that people would swear off baseball in a lot of cases.
If they go on strike and cheat me of another season of playoffs and the World Series, I will never watch this sport again.
Today on Outside the Lines, will the fans strike back? Last November, we were riveted by the most dramatic World Series in a decade. But just 36 hours after the Diamondbacks became champs, Bud Selig stepped to the plate and knocked the warm and fuzzy out of a fall classic with one word: contraction. It didn't help that a pair of former MVPs publicly admitted that they used steroids. An all-star game with no resolution just made matters worse. Fitting, perhaps, in a sport where labor and management inevitably find themselves at a stalemate. Fans may not dig the long ball after all. While the 3 other major team sports held on to their audience, Major League Baseball attendance has slipped 6% since last season. Has the national pastime managed to lose its nation? If the players strike, will the fans strike back? Off the record, many players will confidently say the fans will come back like they always have.
With the threat of another labor stoppage, baseball fans are lashing out.
Can I just say, I am so sick and tired of baseball and all the people. I am sick of the players. I am sick of the owners. I am sick of Bud Selig. I am sick of Donald Fear.
Am I sensitive to those feelings? You bet I am, and I'm sorry for them.
Who do you think that the fans will blame if there is a strike?
Doesn't matter. Sure, most people today think they'll blame the players, and that's probably true, but it doesn't matter. We're all family in this situation. And therefore, there'll be enough blame to go around, but it doesn't matter.
We don't want to strike. I mean, we've never the players. I mean, and it's not we're not asking for pity or sympathy. Players don't want to strike.
Softball pitcher Don Wadowitz believes the fans need to start playing hardball.
We're just trying to have the fan be noticed by the players and owners.
The lifelong Brewers fan went on strike himself this week. His website, MLBFanstrike.com, counted down to a national fan boycott on Thursday. It was the second in a series of planned fan walkouts, both of which have gone largely unnoticed. Visitors to the site were urged to join in the cause. Sports bar owner Matt Anderson is one of those who heeded the call.
I think Don's organizing a fantastic thing. It's about time that the fans step up and really give their opinion to the players and to the owners about how ridiculous baseball's kind of getting.
What's happening here at Maddie's, I believe, is a positive thing, and if we can only get more people to follow in the footsteps that are being started here tonight, possibly Major League Baseball would listen.
Wadowitz and his group have pledged to boycott one game for every one the players miss.
I mean, the hardest part of not following the Brewers would be Bob Uecker.
I think we're getting to the point now where we're alienating fans almost on a daily basis because of what's happening with the labor issue.
Bob Uecker sees both sides of the debate. He's a former player and is also a close personal friend of the man who hired him as the Brewers' play-by-play voice, Bud Selig. But he seems to relate best to the fans.
It's getting tough to try and convince people that athletes, for the most part, not only baseball, but athletes are having a tough time. I mean, the average salary in baseball is $2.3 million. You fly on charter airplanes, you travel first class, you live in first-class hotels. People have a hard time understanding how you can be unhappy and live like that.
Here are your Milwaukee Brewers.
At the other end of the spectrum is John Franzen, about as dedicated a baseball fan as you'll ever encounter.
So how many Brewers games would you say you've seen?
With tonight, it's 2,720.
When the Milwaukee Braves moved to Atlanta in 1965, it was his face on the front page of the local newspaper, personifying the city's pain. When the Brewers filled the void 5 years later, Franzen was back for more, at one point attending 1,090 consecutive home games, a span of more than 13 seasons.
Do you think the players care?
I don't really think they care.
Think the owners care?
I think the owners care more than the players.
In that sentiment, John Franzen is not alone.
More fans are probably anti-players in this one than anti-owners, just because the players, they sit there and they come out and they say, hey, this isn't about the money. But the fact of the matter is that they're doing bad PR then, because all the fans see is it's about the money.
I think the first knee-jerk reaction is that the players are greedy, overpaid crybabies, you know, and that's tough, you know, because nobody wants to be painted like that.
Brewers player representative Mark Loretta fears the impact a strike might have on fans.
I think there'd be a strong backlash. I think that, you know, people would swear off baseball in a lot of cases. You know, it's tough you can't really keep kicking somebody, you know, repeatedly and then expect them to come back.
Do you believe the fans will come back?
Dave, they always have, but I am very sensitive about that. I am very concerned. Yes, I think they'll probably come back to some degree, but we shouldn't take that lightly, and above all, we shouldn't take it for granted.
Baseball it's been forgiving in the past when we've had stoppages, and I don't see, why this would be any different.
But there are some fans who say that if baseball continues to treat them like a doormat, this time they won't take it lying down.
If they go on strike and cheat me of another season of playoffs and the World Series, I will never watch this sport again. I promise you right now, as I'm on the phone with you today, I will never watch this game again. I will never go to a game. I will never even eat a hot dog, for that matter. I am so sick of the way all they do is argue and bicker and can't figure out that this game is a kid's game and it's for the fans.
Perhaps the fans have never felt more disconnected. Now let's get a player's reaction. Joining us, one of the game's emerging stars. He made this memorable catch in this year's All-Star game to rob Barry Bonds of a first-inning home run. With us, Twins center fielder Torrey Hunter.